Alright, shut it off, turn it back on. And we'll just have a little cruise here. This part probably won't put on at all unless something comes up that's interesting. Might edit it and put it on, but mostly just for my own sake because of some of the people, the way they drive here. I got a video of it. The Pueblo police sure are out today. Got one here, two passed me on the other side on the way just a minute ago. Wonder what's going on. The marshal up on 550. Normally he's only at around our area, but not that far up, so maybe they're looking for somebody, which I wouldn't doubt. So much stuff happens around here with thefts and unfortunately suicides and other different things going on. And there's a lot of traffic too, so maybe there's something going on up ahead up here. They're just gonna keep watch for all the people, but anyway, there's just such a beautiful area. There's a lot of darkness in the spiritual realm going on here. Looks like it might be a slow cruise today with all these cars. But hopefully they're all only going that way, but I'm seeing them coming back too, so I don't know. Just talking about darkness and stuff. Just might be a funeral up the hill here. Going, I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't always get told things like that I should be. fix this sign. Someone ripped off the bottom part for going slow later in the afternoon. Now it's back on there, but it's not 2:30 yet, so I can just keep going. cloudy days, a lot of times we don't get any precipitation by us, but start getting a little bit up the hill here and see if there's rain or snow. And most of this looks like nothing's happened. Except somebody dumped something on oil or brake dust. Kind of weird, because brake dust you see tire tracks. Or dumped something out of their truck that they were hauling. Watching a bunch of videos and haven't read, like I said, very little in the last 3-4 weeks. But as I'm doing things, I start getting reminders of some of those things that were talked about on the videos. If anyone's watched them, I guess I'll give them a free plug here. He's not just a regular moto vlogger that just gives his opinion and everything. This guy's an actual teacher for teaching MSF programs and stuff. So he does a lot of YouTube videos, gives a lot of good free advice, and most of it's pretty well known, and some of it just gives you little reminders. But one of the things that brought into my mind was slowing down before the curve and then rolling on your throttle through and out of the curve, so you don't have to be hitting brakes in the curve. Because you have one of his earlier ones talked about you got the most traction, the most tread on the road going straight, so that's where you want to do your slowing, so that you're going into the curve slow enough to stop for anything that you might have to, and then when you can actually see through the curve, then you can roll back onto the throttle and go. So I thought that was quite helpful, and I'll give him credit. MC Rider, you can look that up on YouTube. I give credit to whom credit is due. There's the guy that just about cut the other guy off on the 550. Caught up to him, or her, I don't know. And until they're getting a little antsy behind this other car. Said there's not many places to pass around here, so I'd stay slow enough to stop, fast enough to pass. That zone was so short that the place I had to pull out was where the car was going by, so I didn't have time to pull out, pass, and get back in. And obviously he didn't either. We're getting closer to another small town, which means their police officer will probably be out and about. a lot different. I think last time there were still a few dead leaves hanging on the trees, but we've had a lot of high winds only fool out here in the cold weather. That ain't that cold. It's cold, but depends on what kind of rider you are. If you're a fair weather rider, it's way too cold. If you're a sub-zero rider, it's beautiful. If you're in between, it's just right. But up here it's probably about 40. So definitely want to layer up a little bit. Keep warm. One thing I do wish I had a little money for would be heated gloves. Because just the very tips, even though I got 2 pair of gloves on and windshield with the extra guards I made, still the very tips of my fingers still get a little bit on the cool side, cooler than I'd like, but not cold. And I use a different pair of sweats underneath my pants to see if my knees would stay warmer, but they're not doing any good either, so I think I need to add one more layer. Yeah, policeman's eating. One more layer. My knees won't get cold. Put thicker socks on this time. My toes are perfect. My head is almost too warm with all the vents closed on my helmet. Not bad for 40 degrees. By the time I get up here, turn around and go back, when I get back, start getting near within 5-10 miles of home, should be in the 50s by then. Then everything will warm up. Tell you, as soon as I slow down for the village here, you gotta beat 25. My upper body is really warm with all that I got going on up here. I'll get it right yet. Each time I go out, I figure something different. It helps that area, but then something I find something else that's not as good. But won't be too bad. I think I only got like 5 miles to my turnaround. It's all uphill, so it will be getting quite a bit cooler. But it's such a short time that by the time I turn around and get back down, I'll be warm enough that I should be alright. Watch for snow plows to plow all this snow off the road that ain't here. But when I get to where my turnaround is, that's where you'll see a little bit of snow, probably. At least there was last time I was up here. Wife and I went up here with RAV4, where I turn around and we went all the way through where it goes dirt road through the mountains. It's all solid packed snow, ice underneath, and that RAV4 all-wheel drive, we just drove through it like it was a dry road. It's really nice. So, even though it's cold out, snow, we were inside and warm and able to enjoy it together. That's one road that I went up before, up to where it turns to dirt. Fish hatchery's right at the end before it turns to dirt. And that's where I turn around with my bike, because I know that when it's warm, it's like loose sand and everything, and it's just no way, unless you got a dirt bike or an adventure bike with good tires, that you'd be able to make it through that part. But I don't even like going through there with my car at that time of the year, but in the winter it's packed down good enough that the all-wheel drive car goes right through it, not a problem. Even on this hillside, kind of yeah, it's pretty much the sunny side of the hill, I guess, most of the day. But there's no snow up there at all. They're still up here. I thought maybe they turned off because I was going slower and enjoying the area, or actually just going slower because no one flees through town, but once you get out of there, it's usually pretty clear. Tell people live up here, or if they're sightseeing by the way they drive, they live up here, they're going fast, getting through here as fast as they can to get home, or to get to work, or whatever the case may be. But if it's first, second time through here, going for a nice ride, like talked about we did, then you just take your time. But I'll pull off if someone's behind me. Tell them want to get around you. There's plenty of pull-off spots, even though there ain't many passing spots. Just pull off at one of the pull-offs, let them go around, and go right back on, and you don't have to worry about holding people up or people tailgating you or anything. Once you know the road well enough, like I do, to know where the passing spots are. If I'm the one going faster, I'll pass them. But you see, usually very few people that'll pull over. But I've had a few this summer coming down the hill. When I'm behind them on the bike, not even getting real close or anything, but they'll pull off, let me go by, wave, go back on. For the most part, people are pretty good up here. But this guy in the car ahead, I don't think he's ever been up here, or he's, well, yeah, either way, he's sightseeing. In a hurry to get anywhere. I'm surprised this one in front of me hasn't tried to pass the way they were cutting lanes on 550.